Today's first time I got notification quickly. Amano Shrimp, did you get the email I sent you? I sent you an email with your numbers on it, or with your tracking number. I sent it to the name that you sent me. But hello, everyone, and welcome to Detroit Shrimp Aquatics, where it's finally snowing outside. Okay, that's the wife's email. Yeah, I didn't have any other way to contact you, so I just put it on. I went to her email and sent it to her because we're not Facebook friends or nothing. So I took I sent a picture of the receipt, and I sent a picture of the paperwork I have to fill it out, that I filled out because I'm sending it to another country, a whole other country. So I'm just feeding Mark Shrimp Tank's food right now as Biomix. Just feeding some of Mark's food. Oh, and I finished all my water changes yesterday. Made sure I didn't overflow any of the water. It will arrive when it gets here. Well, yeah, I just wanted you to know that for any reason, if first, you needed it to I don't know, check and see where it's at if we don't know where it's at or something. But anyways, it was the busiest day I've ever seen at the post office. The line was all the way to the door. When I showed up there, I was in a hurry and I got there and the line was to the door. I couldn't believe it. So what I think I'm going to do is my friend contacted UPS and talk to them about sending packages with them, and I guess they're giving them some kind of discount or something because he needs to send live animals. So I might be able to start, because I don't want to ship, because man, I shipped some Amanos the other day, and for a 4-hour trip it took 10 days. I mean, it didn't even take that long at Gilligan's Island. And they just went out for a 3-hour tour. Because the minnow was lost. I just have to make sure on these tanks that don't have a lot of shrimp in them that I don't overfeed the powder. Because there's no sense of putting in way too much if there's not that many shrimp. You know, they just won't eat it. And plus, I mean, you really want them just to eat it up and for it to be all gone, and them to be, you know, scrounging around for more food. You don't want to put so much in there where it's just sitting around and stuff, and you know, it could start to throw off, you know, stuff because there's just way too much in there. So I moved the black rose down here. The orange really, I moved those to another tank because I sold them off. I mean, literally down to maybe, you know, 5 adults and the rest were babies. So I put them in a whole nother tank to get the shrimp, to get the shrimp like in a new habitat type deal. So maybe they'll, you know, explode. But I didn't want to waste a 10-gallon tank on, you know, 5 or 6 adult shrimp. Because, well, it's not wasting, but remember I had my black rose up there on pool filter sand, and I couldn't tell which ones had that onyx color to them. So I pulled all of them out of there. There has to be, I don't know, 100, at least itty bitty, itsy bitsy babies. It took me 2 days to scoop out cup after cup after cup of babies. But so that now has black sand in it, and there's still probably 50 babies in it. So I'm just leaving them until they get a little bigger and I can collect them all. Because some are so small that I just can't see. So I siphoned out the gravel, put black in. So what I'm going to do is move the blue sapphires into that tank, and then I'll siphon all the substrate out of that, and I'll make that one black. And then I'll move the blue diamonds over there, and then I'll siphon the substrate out of that, make that one black. And then what I'm going to do is the black rose that I put down there, the ones that I find to be the onyx color, the red, I don't want to say rusty color, but it's a red color, a shiny red color. I'm going to now move up to that tank that I make with the blacks, that's got the black substrate, you know. Then, so here, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me turn this a little bit. So I fitted, is that even a word? I fit in the 2 5-gallon tanks now. So I squeezed all the 10s together both ways. I have to do it down here too. Squeeze them over to put a 5-gallon here. But this is a Siloaceae tank that is now up front. And what I'm thinking of doing is making this the new Siloaceae tank. And once this gets set and, you know, aged, I can move them from this little tank and put them here, even though I think this little tank is what has given me such good success. Due to the, I don't know if they like to be close together, if that's what triggers the breeding, but I had no breeding before, and then the tank sprung a leak, and these were the ones I saved. I put them in there, and they were literally just laying on top of the gravel. I mean, they weren't in water or nothing. So I scooped them out, put them in here. and this is just solid crushed coral substrate. And I run these lights, the big lights up here, which are 5,000 lumens each, and I have 3 of them up there. But I also run a light on here all by itself. One of my fluval lights, I'll run that. Sometimes I'll run it all night just to give them extra, because I've read that Silwacy tanks, you should run the lights like 16 hours a day to make sure that the food's kept up, the algae. So I actually put Mucha bacteria powder in here, put Bacter AE in here. I put a lot of stuff that promotes the growth of algae and biofilm. And I still have, I still leave the lights on long, but they're just doing really, really, really good. The second, I don't know if 1 more or 2 more gave birth, but I mean, I look in here right now and they're so small, little Silwacy everywhere. So, but like I said before, I don't do anything special. Right now, they're just on solid crushed coral. It's got a dual sponge, an Aqueon 100-watt heater, 3 pieces of lava rock, and that's it. It's got rabbit snails. It's at 82, 83 degrees, and right now the TDS is at 200. I checked it the other day. I was told when I got them to keep them at like 180. So there was one time that I checked, it was like 260 or something, and they were doing fine. But I'm just not sure if I think I might let them get really busy in here. Lots and lots of them, then move them to a larger tank. But now that I'm able to fit these little 5-gallon tanks in here, even though I still have, well, I got a little happy secret to tell you guys. I still have, as of today, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 empty tanks right now. I mean, I have a brand new one here. I haven't even filled up yet since I scooted it down. And it's the Aqueon. It's a thick rim. So all these thin rims, all of them are going to be gone because they're the ones that have leaked on me and I don't trust them. So this tank has nothing in it yet. So as of right now, I have 3 empty tanks. I have 3 tanks here with snow. Well, 2 tanks with Snow Whites in it. I have a Red Bolt that I'm working on. Then I have like the dirty. They're not pure Snow Whites, so I put them over in this other tank, and those are the Golden Bees because they have like the pinkish color to them. So I have like a separation tank for that because those are cheaper. So I think I'm going to do an auction on those or something. And so that would be 4 tanks. So anyways, I have room. But when I pulled out some orange-eyed yellow King Kongs that are not yellow and I put them over here in the orange-eyed cull tank. And I think I found out why, but because one of the males in here wasn't yellow, he was like an orange. So I took him out, and we'll see from there. But sorry about that. We'll arrive when it gets here. Yeah, the worst thing ever. I owe you $10. No, you don't owe me $10. I told you that I paid for half of it. So. What was it? $25. So you're good. I remember a tank that leaked. Yeah, it was horrible. I had 2 of those tanks leak. One was the Amanos, and the other one was the Tigers. The Tiger project that I have, that I mixed them with the orange-eyed orange cull. They haven't bred since. I have babies in there, but very few they haven't bred since. So I might get rid of that project. I don't know. But I don't have anything like that I need the space right now so they can stay. Just like over here, I'm working on the project with the pintos. I put the orange-eyed, I think it was an orange-eyed fancy red tiger, female. But she was clear, with the red tiger stripes. I put her in there. Now I'm getting all these super cool patterns. I got rid of all the ones that look like fancy red tigers. Now I'm keeping the pinto ones. They look like red King Kongs. So, and they're really dark, a wine color. So, I'm gonna try working with that to keep that going because they're not gonna be red King Kongs. They're gonna be pintos. That look like red. I don't know. I'm just testing waters here. So, mix stuff together, see what you get. Because a lot of people ask me, hey, if I mix this and this, what do I get? Well, I don't know. So now what I'm doing is mixing things. So what I would like to do is take one of my red Galaxy fish bones and put it in the boa tank because my two females in the boa tank are prego. So I would like to get a red fish bone in there and then pull her out once she gets pregnant and then put her in one of my tanks. But, what was this? Thank you, very generous of you. No. Weights are nice. Snow weights. Yeah, snow weights are nice. But nothing except Malaysians. Oh, wait, what am I missing? Yeah, I use good bit of bacteria AE and hatchery tank. Yeah, it helps with the growing the bacterias and stuff. I mean, with the algae and the biofilm. So anything that can help me do that. Oh, I was hauling out big down there. You can't see it because that little tip jar thingy's in the way. But I was pulling out because I have the tanks down there like probably 4 or 5 months old. They just been running. Maybe 4 months old. But the algae in them, the slime algae, the good stuff, I don't even put nothing in them. They just sit there and run. It is so thick because, there's moss in there and stuff. So yeah, I was doing extra cleaning yesterday, all sorts of stuff. It was crazy. I think that's got that stuff on it. I gotta get off of it. You only have one hatchery tank. Been nothing except Malaysians. Yeah, my big 120's got Malaysians in it. They're real pretty, but they stay in that substrate until I don't know what triggers them. But then they come out in droves, just hundreds of them. But when I got the substrate, it was given to me. It was in a 5-gallon bucket. I dumped it in the tank, unbeknownst by me that there was Malaysian trumpet snails in it, and it infested the whole tank. So, I don't mind. You just have to stay on top of it, because if you're not feeding the tank so much that feeds the trumpet snails, then you're going to have large die-off, and the large die-off is going to cause huge ammonia spikes. So you just have to stay on top of your water changes in your tanks that have those huge amounts of snails, or you just blast it with the stuff that I got that kills snails. I got it, where is it? It's up there. It kills, wipes them all out. But you can't put it in with fish. You can put it in with shrimps, but you just have to watch how much you put in. But I don't know. In my opinion, it's you can go as far as just dumping out the substrate. What's it really matter? my fish bones, the Red Galaxy fish bones, are all over the leaf because I put Mark's biofilm in there, or biomix in there. Everyone's all over grazing. Good stuff, Maynard. I hate it. Everything he sent me, I'm running out of. Andy Wall. Oh, wait. How are you? Welcome. Weird parameters. Params are perfect for them. I've got shrimplet with making of Red Devil. I'm super excited to see how that turns out. Well, yeah, if it's red with no white tips on the tail, then yeah, orange eyes. I'm sure you can have a Red Devil that's, yeah, Red Devil with no orange eyes, because this tank there is my orange-eyed Red Devil tank. Then over here, I got orange-eyed extreme red King Kongs that are all red with white tips on their tails. And then over there, I have the extreme black King Kongs that are all black with white tips on the tails. And that's where I get my really nice black King Kongs from, because they're 95% black and they just have the little white marks on them. Andy, whoa. Quiet here today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But it's all right. Welcome. Good seeing you here. So as much light as possible. A few plants and their algae growth is nice. Now, what's the hatchery tanks for? If you do that much light, probably like a pearl weed or something would be really, really good in there to make sure that, you really don't get any spikes or anything, It'd probably thrive really good with all that light. Poor wee bugger might not even get a chance to toughen her exo before being mounted. Yeah, I'm sure that happens. It's good to get them a lot of choice foods. Yeah, I mix it up. I got, if you see back here, these are the foods I sell in the blue. These are all Mark's Shrimp Tanks foods. Right here, all this stuff. And over here is, so that's not all Mark's. That's Mucha, Mark's stuff, some of Mark's stuff. Also, my buddy's, well, not my buddy, but he lives close to me, is Meadowview Aquatics. Their food's incredible. The guy's a chef. So if you're interested in getting some top-notch food that your shrimp will literally pulverize right in front of you while you watch, go on Band, that app Band, and he's on there. He lives probably 20 minutes from me. Yeah, he's a real chef, from what he says, and he's got a real top-notch food, especially his snowflake and his humate. He's got a lot of really, really good stuff. I mean, I drop it in there and the shrimp go crazy over it. So, and like I say, when you see me feed this stuff, not many tanks do that. So, not many tanks at all do that. I'm noticing that in like 3 of my Neo tanks down here, the mosses are starting to get engulfed with hair algae. So that lets me know that for the time being, even once a week isn't sufficient enough for water changes. I'm going to have to bump that up to maybe every 5 days instead of every 7 to 10. Like I said, I just changed all these guys on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday, I did this whole rack. So I did this whole rack on Sunday. 2 days later, I did this whole rack. And I did that. I still got to wait for that one. As you see, look how cloudy it is. It's, I had the green water. I got it to tone down. Actually, I'm going to shut it off right now. I got it to tone down, and then now it seems like it's starting to cloud up again. Because I'm running 2 lights. But if you don't have 2 lights, it's... And so yesterday I did a huge, but I cut back a ton of stuff. I relocated some boosts. I cut back a bunch of the moss that was growing up the wood. I tore it down to smaller pieces and broke it up. Put it in different tanks, stuff like that. So it was disturbed a bunch yesterday. You could see, well, you can't see it now, but on that side, the plants were all the way to the top and they were curving over. So I went in there and cut probably 6-8 inches off, threw all that stuff away. I just, did, basic maintenance on it. So Shrimplets is on. Andy Wall, getting my first tank at Christmas. Haven't been so excited since I was a kid. These streams are keeping me going until then. Yeah, it's just, the excitement's super, super cool. If there's one thing I could tell you or give you a couple pointers, it's just patience. Be super, super patient. Because there's a lot of things I'm noticing, and it doesn't always have to be this way, I guess, but I'm noticing it with more sensitive shrimp, like my red calcio or red dragons. My blue dragons that are all the way at the end here that are becoming more lively, dropping the TDS. Like I said, every water change I'm dropping the TDS down. So when I did the water changes, I put the TDS at 100. So if the tank, let's say, is at 150 and I take out so much and put back in 100, it could be like 120. So, I'm bringing it down every water change and they're starting to come out more. But what I'm really starting to notice is the shrimp seem to really become, I don't know, just, I don't want to just say comfortable, but they just seem to want to do more when the tank is really cycled. Meaning, there's a lot of growth in the tank. Due to the fact that, like these tanks down here, I said they had all the algae and stuff in them. Well, this first one had a ton of algae in it, and I put those 3 boas in it that I was sent and asked to try breeding. And, they're only in there a little bit. I never ever see them. But the other day, the 2 females came out and they were both pregnant. So it's the amount of beneficial bacteria, algae, biofilm, everything that's built up into the tank that, they don't have. It doesn't take them a lot of time to, just start their day. It's I think they become more relaxed faster, and they're not waiting or relying on something in the tank for that to happen. You know, it's kind of like Neos. You can put Neos in a tank, and in a couple days you'll have, you'll have pregnant females. Well, Caridina are different. For one, they don't breed as young of an age. They have to grow up a little more. So that's why you want to like call Neocaridina tanks so quickly, is because they can reproduce at a very young age. So, you want to get anything that you're not striving for, any colors that you're not looking for, you want to get them out quick. But Caridina, you can wait longer. What I'm trying to say is, like, the beneficial bacteria, the live bacteria that I have, yeah, it's all fine and dandy. You put it in a tank, you put shrimp in it in a few days. And I've had all my success with it, but the tank still isn't 100% fully cycled to a shrimp's needs, I should say, because they could sit there, eat, live life, you put moss in there, everything's good to go, but it's like they're missing something, and it's not homemade food, it's none of that, it's the growth. And I'm not even sure if the byproduct of like a live bacteria that anyone sells is what a shrimp is looking for. It just enables you to get into the tank really fast, and start the whole process. It could just be my tanks, but I don't think so. So, I think that what grows in a shrimp, or what grows in a tank over time, is what they actually need, and it's not man-made, forcing it. Because you can make biofilm, and certain ways you can do certain things to produce biofilm, right? But and they'll eat it. But I think it all comes down to when a tank is like growing. Plants are growing. There's algae growing. Everything you can't see. All those minute microscopic organisms. Seed shrimp. Everything. That's one thing I always notice too. When my tanks start to take off, I look really close and I see seed shrimp. It's when I don't see seed shrimp that most of the time, or a lot of times, the tank isn't doing anything. They're just living, you're feeding them, and that's it. But it seems like once you start to see stuff flicker through the water and seed shrimp going around, it's just like, that's time. It's kind of like cooking a burger. It's like, when's it totally cooked? Somebody might eat a steak that's raw. But, if it's cooked all the way through, it's well done, everything's good, everyone's happy, at least shrimp, they like their habitat to be a certain way, to be aged. Let's say like a fine wine. It has to be aged. It's got to be, at least this is what I see, that they really enjoy a tank that's old. I see people saying, oh yeah, you got to wait, 4 to 6 months. Yeah, I would say that's about the right amount of time when a tank matures to where everything in it's grown, is 4 to 6 months. it can't happen overnight in a stream, in a lake, in the ocean. You know, it's taken years. I mean, just think how many bazillions of gallons are in a lake or in an ocean, and it didn't gain all of its beneficial stuff overnight, you know. So in a small tank like this, you're only allotting it so much light, so much flow, so much waste, so much byproduct, so much of everything that you know, it takes a certain amount of time for it to get gel, for shrimps to like it and say, okay, this is the shit, you know. And then you can't stop them, you know. Then there's like every female in the tank is buried, then they start having babies, then the ones are getting buried again, and that'll go on for 7-8 generations before it slows up. So those are some things that I've really noticed, is the age of the tank. Another thing that I'm doing also is, even though there's algae in there, I'm like scraping off any old algae, because it's like, what's the shelf life for algae? I don't see, like in my tank, it's not like it grows thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker off the glass. So it's like, let's say there's diatom algae or green algae or whatever. You ever try to scrape that off? Some of it's so hard because it's so old, it doesn't want to come off. So if it's so hard to scrape off, how easy is it for shrimp to actually eat it? So if you scrape it off and then let it regrow, it'll be soft. It'll be a softer algae. And I'm starting to notice that in some tanks that are regrowing from me scraping, they're starting to get a lot of activity on the glass. So that's something to think about too, and to look at is, how old is your algae? Was it there after the second week, and now your tank is 5 months old and it's the same algae? Get rid of it. Scrape it off, clean it off, let them eat it if they want to, let it break down in the tank, it's all good, but let new stuff grow. So now, you know, it's like, you know, it's not like leftovers, you know, now it's, you just gave them all brand new food. And if you're feeding bacterial growing products, then it'll come back real fast. You know, it just seems like they're happy with that. Clean off all the old algae. Let new algae start to grow, to reroot itself on the glass, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's just positive things that I'm noticing, is clean your glass no matter what they say. Because, you know, I've seen videos, my friends have videos they showed me where they put the live bacteria in, and 2 weeks later the glass is green as can be. Well, 5 months down the road, you know, in my opinion, you know, everything's got a shelf life. Fish food's got a shelf life. Sure, shrimp food has a shelf life. You know, if you don't have it in a something that keeps it airtight, it's got a shelf life. So why doesn't anything else in water have a shelf life? I'm sure it does, you know. So there's probably only, you know, let's say something dies, you know, how long will things eat it? And before organisms take over and start to eat it. See what I'm saying? I mean, let's say a shrimp finds a dead animal, starts to eat it. Well, it gets so old that they just leave it alone, and then the organisms take over. So, advice I would give you, Andy, is Andy's asking a question. Oh, orange. Oh, okay. Get my fur. Would I be correct in thinking only time female will breed is after she has molted? Because that's why if you have shrimp tank that's not doing so good, it's good to break it up if you can, or give it a water change that's a couple degrees cooler than the tank temperature, because it's kind of like plecos. It entices them to molt, because it could be a rain, it could be a storm of some sort, and it gets them to want to molt. Because when I was sent these boas, it was like, I don't know, 3 weeks after I got them, a month after I got them. He called me up. He said, "Hey, how are they doing?" I said, "Well, they're all alive, but they haven't done anything." He's like, "Well, do a water change. Do more water changes and do it with cooler water. A couple degrees cooler." So I just did it with regular water change, and they're all buried. But yeah, they only breed when after they molted, because that's why at times you'll see the shrimp swimming around the tank, because the males are, and you'll notice that it's almost all males swimming around because they smell the scent from the females. And I don't know if the scent's released, because they've molted, and the hard shell keeps in their scent or something. But they know, and then that's when your tank starts to go into a frenzy, because they're looking for the females and where that's coming from. So yeah, that is really good. Read as much info as possible on cycling, tanks, water changes, what to add to the water, make it safe for fish, inverts, depending on which. Yes. Always read. Ask questions. These tanks down here that have all this algae, the slimy algae, the good algae, I just keep filling. There's nothing in them. So I filled them up with RO water that was remineralized. So I don't keep track of where the TDS is. There's no need. There's nothing in there. So every time I do a water change, whatever I'm putting in the other tanks, I put in it. If it's pure RO, they get pure RO. If it's remineralized, it's remineralized. I don't care until it's getting close to time. And that is, and 50 gallon was nice to watch. Oh yeah, 900 neocaridina? Yeah. From 40 to over 900, just over 3 months. Yeah, was. Yeah, I started with Neos. Neos were cool, and they still are. I don't find any, they're fire, but it's I started getting into the Caridina to do the colors. It's the colors that suck me in. Just the colors. I love the colors. It's just, I don't know. It's a big thing for me. Color. That's why I fell in love with discus fish. Because of their colors, the pattern. Because you look at it, and you're like, oh wow, look at that. How are they born like that? It's kind of like graffiti art. I don't know how many people, I don't enjoy seeing it spray painted on, in bad neighborhoods, on buildings and on trains and stuff. But to see people do graffiti art, it's just incredible, because it's the colors, it's the artwork, it's the style, it's the size, it's, there's a lot of negativity when it comes to graffiti art, where people do it, but there's a lot of very pretty and very positive things to look at if you're someone that likes color and art. So when it comes to shrimp, I like design and color. So that way, I could look at a shrimp and go, okay, I like this, and I like this about it. Oh, okay. Well, what if I separate these and focus on these two things that I like about it? So a Galaxy Fishbone, one tank could be, getting the Galaxy spots a whole bunch. The other tank could be like really dark ones, could be, instead of the fishbone pattern, the all white, it's kind of like the boa design, type deal. So, there's a lot I see, with blue bolts, blue steel, you name it. I just see all this different stuff, and that's why I've gone from where I'm at now to, that's why I still have empty tanks, because I'm deciding what I want to do. because I was thinking about putting a blue steel and a black King Kong panda together, black King Kong shadow panda together, see what I can get out of that. I'm getting things together, but I have to decide what I want to do. And like I said, the 5 gallons would be good for that. So I have to get those set up and start to, take my ideas to a whole nother level. So that's where the hobby takes you, because, you look at it, you fall in love with them first, and, you get a tank and blah, 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 blah. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, can I do something with this stuff? And then that's where the danger happens. And you're just like, oh, I bet I could. And it's like, that's why, look, it's the holidays. I need to sell everything so much to make money. But I don't push it because it's like, I like my shrimp. It's kind of, it's a double-edged sword. I want to sell them, but I don't want to sell them because I like looking at them a lot, but I don't know. It used to be when I started this channel, I wanted to sell them. I mean, I do. I mean, I'd love to make a ton of money. I love this to be my, my everyday job. To come down here, do videos, raise shrimp, teach everybody about them, teach everybody what I've learned, the do's and don'ts. I mean, there's other people that do it, okay, and they come up with do's and don'ts, and so it's the thing is do's and don'ts here and do's and don'ts here. They're all different because it'd be where you're from, the water there, how high you are up, so water pressure, temperatures, there's a lot. So that's what, somebody says something, I go, what are they talking about? I have taken into consideration, look, I don't live by them. If you live a whole nother country or, 3 days by plane, it's, you can't ever, unless they live down the street from you, you can't ever really say, well, they don't know what they're talking about. You have to take, and then you have to look at it and go, okay, what did they say that I actually like, or that, I want to try out, or something, that you want to maybe, play Mythbusters with, and, all sorts of stuff like that. So, like I say, some people will say one thing, and other people will say another. Some people say stuff just to say it. Some people will say stuff, it's misleading. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like how people say, oh, well, I bought shrimp and the breeder said, or so-and-so said to keep them at this. Let's say you go to a local fish store and they say, this is where you keep them. This is the water parameters and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't work. Well, either they don't know or they just don't want to tell you because they want you to come back and buy more when they die. And that's with fish and everything else. Back when I was a kid, nobody cared at fish stores. Oh, here's a tank. Here's some rocks. Here's a filter. Here's a light. Oh, and here's a whole bag of fish. There you go. Go home and have fun. And a few days later, they start dying one after another. And pet stores didn't care. Fish stores didn't care. They just wanted the money. The hobby was so huge back then. They're just rifling stuff out the door. And then watch you come back and say, why are they dying? And they're like, oh, well, what did they look like? This is what they look. Oh, they were sick. Here, it was something in your tank. Go home, do a water change. Put this undergravel filter in. Put a Hemi motor to it to filter it to be a blower, and we just took you as a dumbass. And that happened, you know, when we were younger. So now these days, you know, you actually, you know, these days things are different. They're not as different, but fish stores and stuff are more apt to tell you, especially during COVID like this, you know, because they don't want to lose customers. You know, things aren't like they used to be where they would make, let's say, $10,000 in a day. I mean, they're making things now like that, but if you don't tell them the truth, then there's a good chance that they'll go somewhere else. You know, and right now everyone wants to hold on to those customers. So, it's, therapeutic is, never stop learning. I don't ever stop learning. It's, and that's another thing is, you know, I don't watch like 20 different videos, people, because like I said, you're going to get different information. Not on everything though. I mean, a lot of times it'll be the same. So I kind of, you know, I find my niche where I fit in, and I like the person running the channel. I like the people in it, and that's usually where I stay. Because it's like, do I really need to watch, you know, 5 channels that say, you know, cycle your tank? Well, I know that already. I kind of want to go above and beyond. You know, I want to watch a channel that's above and beyond cycle my tank. You know, I'm not a beginner. You know, I'm a breeder. So, I mean, I have a lot of tanks. I'm successful. So I want to be on that level of a show, you know, and it's, so if I go into a show and they're still on the beginner, I'll hit the thumbs up and then I take off. You know, subscribe, thumbs up, and leave. You know, because like I say, I want to get to a channel that is talking about stuff that, you know, I would like to understand and pay more attention to. Or find stuff out that I don't even know about. So that's where I want to be at a whole nother level, you know, and that's the good thing about having different types of channels and different grades from beginner to, you know, expert or master breeder. I mean, you don't have to have, I mean, some channels say you're not a breeder unless you're, you know, putting one shrimp with another shrimp. You come out with that, then you're F2, F3, F4. This is what we came out with. No, that's, I mean, you know, I guess, you know, you just, a breeder, it breaks down to having an understanding of what you have and what your, what you're trying to reproduce, you know. So if your fish, shrimp, snails, guppies, anything gets sick, you have an idea or an ability to stop that sickness, or spot it, or notice things that are going on, you know, about your tank, all sorts of stuff, instead of, you know, something happens and you run to the store and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You know, and they start selling you a bunch of stuff. You know, I think when you get to that point, you know, there's a difference between a beginner, a novice, I should say, a novice, and, you know, someone of a higher caliber, you know, in the aquatics business or in the aquatics hobby, you know. So I think that's where the difference is. I don't think the breeder, you know, I breed shrimp. I have, you know, 55 tanks. Well, 3 of them are empty right now, and that's not even counting these. But it's like, I'm not on here going, well, hey, this time I'm going to show you all new shrimp that I got on this row. Well, what happened to the old shrimp? Did they all die? See, I have all the same shrimp. You know, my shrimp don't die. I mean, take that back. Shrimp die. I have shrimp every once in a while when I come down here. There's one dead. But whole tanks, you know, haven't died. You know, and I think that comes with experience. You know, because like I said, when I first started, I killed, you know, a guy brought me over 10 cherry shrimp, and like 4 days later, the whole tank was dead. I thought he sold me, you know, a bunch of old school shrimp. But then he brought me 10 more, and that was it. You know, it was over from there. So I think, you know, if you work hard and you're in your tanks all the time, your face is in your tanks all the time, you're paying attention, you got to watch the shrimp, watch how they react, watch how they eat. If you throw the food in there and they don't come over right away, they're might be full because you have plenty of food in there, or there's something wrong in the tank, in the water. You know, so don't feed, leave them alone, give them some leaves, you know, stuff like that. You know, but it's hard. It's hard to say, okay, I'm not feeding today. Just really is. It's hard to say no. And that's the bad thing. So that's what, you know, what I always have to fight is the ability to say no. So, all right, what are we at? An hour. Channel where you can learn advanced shrimp keeping. Yes. I've been watching Monica Polar's videos on breeding. Yeah, I watched Monica's. I watched it a few times because I don't really understand her very well. But yeah, I just watched part 3 and I watched part 2. You know, it's all the stuff that I've been wanting to see about the genetics, the crystal bees, and, you know, stuff like that. I'm all up for crossbreeding shrimp, but when most of these so-called experts start buggering around with shrimp genetics, and now we have metallic shrimp. Yeah, see, that's a... I just watched 8 shrimp on band that were purple metallic or something, and they were culls out of this guy's tank. It went for $800 for 8 shrimp. I wish that was me. I just hope we don't lose track of the shrimp's original traits in the future. Right. Like, I mean, original traits, yeah. But I mean, well, we have to look and understand that if these shrimp were in the wild, would they breed? Would they interbreed? And ask yourself this too: how many of these shrimp are man-made? Because in the streams, what shrimp are in the streams? You know, are blue bolts man-made? Are red King Kongs man-made? You know, because just like the colors, if you go into a stream where Neos are, will you find yellows, greens, blues, reds, oranges, purples? Because the wild type, they breed. Do the colors come out? Or was that just somebody in their house breeding the shrimp? They found it. You know, there's a long list of stuff that's happened that I don't even know about, that I'm, you know, fighting every day to find answers to and stuff. And yes, we don't want to lose sight of what they actually looked like before. So, you know, accidents happen when, you know, 2 shrimp get together. You know, you want to see what comes out. So, okay, if it don't come out, then it don't come out. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm trying to bring up is, I mean, fancy red tiger, can you find a fancy red tiger in the wild? Or is that made up? Which it's made. Would you find a blue bolt and a red King Kong in the same stream? You know, I'd have to say probably no. Pumpkin King, what up? Brian, the shrimp have been on the earth for millions of years, I'm sure, and it's taken this long to get what we have. But others can't leave it there. They have to franken shrimp our hobby. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You won't go into a stream and find blue bolts swimming next to a red King Kong and a panda and Snow Whites, you know. So, knowing, breaking it down that, crystals, what crystals look like before they start being mixed and everything, like every other animal. I mean, who mixes a lion and a tiger to get a liger? But they're doing it. That's why I have the catagolons. I've never even thrown another shrimp in this tank with these catagolons. I just have this tank of these wild catagolons that, that's it. It's just super cool. I don't push to sell them. I sell them. I even drop the price down to a more reasonable price. I changed a lot of prices on the website. Dropped a lot more prices down. Because my stock is getting really built up. The babies are, shrimp are breeding, everything's, really starting to get built up and stuff. So I'm able to drop the prices down quite a bit. So they're turning shrimp keeping into a designer hobby, which is not. Oh yeah, they're turning it into what is that? A dog that people put in their purse and stuff and carry around with them, and taking to the store and eat off their fork, and it is. I mean, when a shrimp costs into thousands of dollars, are you kidding me? I don't know. And it's all, man-made. Not us, but, people are the ones that are just putting prices on this, and, saying, hey, this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. Like a boa shrimp. A boa looks like what? Doesn't it look like a snake to me? A boa pattern? It looks like the fishbone pattern kind of melted across the back. But they're expensive as hell. I don't think there's any. I don't know. I think snowflake looks cool. The spotted snowflake, but a boa, I'm like, okay. But it's like, yeah, and then the purples and this and that. Yeah, purple's cool. But I'd rather just buy a Prince record and listen to Purple Rain instead of paying, thousands of dollars for a shrimp, or just, try to do it myself. But I like to have shrimp that I don't have to worry about, going, oh man, they all didn't come out purple. I got to pull these out. I don't know. If I could have purple shrimp, I'd have them. I like them. They're cool. But yeah, they're mixing them up. Believe me, they're going to figure out a way to pump that stuff into them that those glowfish have. You watch. We're going to have glowfish shrimp soon. Oh, I teach you, baby girl. Hi, P girl. Hi, P girl. Stella, my English bulldog. Hi, P girl. Come down to see Daddy? Huh? You come down to see Daddy? Boy, it looks like you're getting skinny. You okay? You're getting skinny. Hi, baby girl. Oh, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are a good girl. Yes. Okay. But if we keep introducing new models into the hobby, it won't be long before old strains will slowly diminish as demand dies. Oh, of course. Well, you just think, down the road, I mean, there's probably not even going to be a demand whatsoever for Neocaridina shrimp. They'll probably be 10 cents a piece, maybe $1 a piece. The price will drop down so low, probably in the next 10 years that, it'll just be dirt cheap. I mean, because look what they do with, ghost shrimp and stuff like that. I mean, they just sell those for feeders. And, they don't have any color, but, it's, yeah, they are feeding them, just, P.S. Yeah, color enhanced. Well, it's Aquarium Cop. What up? I need my phone free. Expect a call from a doctor's office. I hit the lake, everyone. Have fun. Let's enjoy. Peace out, brother. All right. Thanks for showing up, brother. Have a good one. And thanks for all you do. I appreciate it. Probably shame really as there's some cracking Neos. Yeah, it's I mean, if I had to drop down, I just don't know if I could get rid of any of them. I keep the blues, but what blue? I mean, I have blue sapphire, I have blue dreams, I have blue diamonds. I had blue Rillies, got rid of all those. So yeah, I'd probably keep, the main groups. I keep blue, yellow, orange, green, and I keep red, Bloody Marys over fire red. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, I keep the four. I keep four, and I mean, even the black rose. The black rose is nice because it, but I like my orange, and the yellow's good. But if I had to get rid of one, I could get rid of the yellow and I don't know, snowballs are nice. Blacks are nice. Rillies are always cool. Muppet 929. Yeah, blues are nice. I like, Luke is good, Pumpkin King. I believe he's in school right now. Finished up his last hour. They have, he did government, he did math. First hour, second hour he did half math, half government. So the last hour I think they're doing government and then some holiday stuff. Yeah, black tigers without orange eyes. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Right. Muppets 929. Welcome. Well, everyone, I've been on for hour and 13 minutes. I need to get some stuff taken care of today. I gotta go up and finish with Luke. I just wanted to come on here and do an early hookup, have a little conversation. and head out and take care of some business. So maybe I'll be back later this evening. But I really like coming on here in the mornings. It's or in the afternoon. I get to see people that I don't see as much when I do the night shift shows. So it's good. So yes, if anyone, nice speaking, Brian, stay safe, speak soon. All right, sounds good. If anyone's looking for anything, this goes for everyone watching a replay. If you order from us, it would be greatly appreciated. Not meaning shrimp, but any dry goods, any liquid stuff, sponge filters, nets. If you want to treat yourself to a fiberglass net, dual sponge filters, anything, extendable nets, you name it. A t-shirt, last one left. The Mono Shrimp bought one. We only got one left. Just sent that sucker out to the UK yesterday. But yeah, if anybody needs anything, what is this? Be every tank is full of berry mamas. You would be a proud grandpa. That's good. That's good. It's good to know that. See, and that's a big thing with us here is I want my shrimp, when I send them to you, I want them to procreate for you and reproduce. Yeah, Scotland soon. I can't wait. Wear it to the pub. That'd be super cool. Send me a picture. But yeah, it's to see my shrimp, selling my shrimp, and they're also doing what they do for me. That's a big deal because there's a lot of times I ordered shrimp that never did a thing. So they must have been all females. So, but okay, everyone, thank you so much for stopping in. It was great hanging out with you guys this afternoon. But I got to bust up. I got 2 things I got to go run and do. So if you guys keep an eye out for me, and like I said, if anybody needs anything, let me know. It would really help for the holidays. And if you don't see anything that you need, send me a message. It's really weird. I don't understand my webpage. I have to look at it because I have it set up. You can use PayPal and everything, but for right now, you have to message me, and then my PayPal. I can give you the PayPal. You pay that way. I just don't understand what I got to do, so I'll have to figure it out. I need some Amanos now. I got Amanos. T-shirt, Scarlet. Later, guys. Stay safe. Clear cup. All right, everybody. Take care. I will talk to you later. Stay safe. And peace out. So from Detroit, everybody have a good day. And the weekend's almost here. We're getting some snow today. I got a snowblower.